Alright, let's hit the fucking road.
Just listening to music on the radio. I mean, it was when I was real little, probably 8 or 9, and I had friends with older brothers, and so we used to hear, like, I remember one of them bringing home Led Zeppelin 3 when it came out, and hearing that. I used to listen to a lot of just AM radio, so Creedence Clearwater was a big influence for me, you know, and it just kind of stuck. I didn't try playing guitar until many years later, until I was probably 15, 16, and my first band was it was a punk band. You know, we're talking 79, 80, 1979, 1980. Yeah, started out as a bass player and then kind of switched to guitar and just pretty much just played punk stuff for 5 or 6 years and slowly learned other shit. So in the mid-'80s, when I wanted to learn more than just playing bar chords and stuff, I really started kind of digging into blues guitar and blues rock, you know, stuff like that. And that's when I started actually trying to figure out how to do it. Funk, shit like that, yeah. It was all self-taught. When I started learning guitar seriously, I was, like I said, I was into the blues, so I started learning off of mostly cassette tapes at the time. Just play, rewind, and then I would go and see all of those old blues guys at clubs and just kind of, you know, I would hear them do things on the guitar, and then but there was no video really accessible. So I'd go see them and just kind of watch what they were doing and figure out where things were, and that's how I learned. Well, Paul and I, the bass player, Jarvis, we had been in a band for a few years previous to that, and maybe a couple bands, and our taste just kind of went from where it was to getting heavier, and we started listening to, you know, like Pantera and Caius and all that kind of stuff started coming in, and we decided we wanted to start a band like that. We knew we wanted to tune the guitars down low and just make heavy music.
How far down are you tuned anyway?
A.
Oh, wow.
Drop A. A, E, A, D, F sharp, B. That's the tuning.
Yeah.
Heavy strings, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say that's going to get pretty floppy if you don't use heavy strings, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
One thing that definitely sticks out when seeing you guys live is that you're doing it on a Gresh hollow body. You
Yeah.
don't see that every day.
Yeah.
How do you end up settling on that guitar for so much of your work?
Well, I love those guitars, and I just I had one before we got Scissorfight back together. So I just tried it, you know, just gave it a shot, and the Gretsch is a beast, so it can handle it, you know.
The early recordings, that was all pretty much a Les Paul?
Yeah, it was all a Les Paul custom. 71 Les Paul custom. That was the guitar I used the whole time.
And the Gretsch was just like when you got back together, you said?
No, the Gretsch I used for some different bands in the 10 years that we weren't active, you know.
Was that stuff as heavy as this stuff?
It was loud and heavy. You know, I was always using 2 half stacks, you know. I knew it could handle the volume, you know.
Yeah, that's another thing I was wondering about. Like, feedback isn't an issue with a hollow body?
It is. I have a noise suppressor.
Oh, I see.
You know, but sometimes I don't need it, but I like to use it most of the time. Even with the Les Paul, but especially now with the Gretches, you know, there's always like been a little twang buried in the guitar of Scissorfight, you know. I mean, I'm a huge fan of like old country guitar playing and all that kind of stuff, so.
I was going to say, do I hear a bit of like a country influence, like an old style country influence on like Giardia on My Mind?
Oh, absolutely.
For example.
Oh yeah, if you, on that record, you're hearing straight up bluegrass to start it off.
Yep.
I played on my, I have a Martin acoustic, so I play a lot of bluegrass shit when I'm sitting around. I also play lap steel.
Get your dancing boots on, kids.
Well, his contribution is, you know, his persona and his, you know, he's writing lyrics, just, you know, just giving everything, you know. So he'll be doing all that stuff. He'll be suggesting that I play something different than I want to play, and I won't, so I won't do it. You know, stuff like that. Usual singer shit. Unfinished Business was the name of that. We have like 5 songs right now that 2 are about ready to play live, but we're gonna keep recordings when we can and try to put out a full-length album in the fall. That's the plan.
Can you give us any idea how the material's shaping up direction-wise compared to previous stuff?
It's shaping up heavy.
Yep.
You know, it's like kind of like it's going to be kind of like the EP we just put out. Some people say a little darker in ways, you know, but it's just going to be heavy riff based, down tuned, you know, mountain metal or whatever. we have been calling it speed doom.
Yeah, I noticed that. What would you say you hope to accomplish at this point?
Just the simplest of things. Just, make good music that people want to still come out and see, and just rock out and just play good shows. That's it. It's really simple, But we have no aspirations, to fame and fortune. And just if it happens, of course, that would be great. But you know how that goes.
Yeah.
We're just happy doing this, and we got a lot of fans that are psyched about it. So.